Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today is a knife that I'm pretty excited to finally get my hands on. There's a couple reasons why I can't get my hands on it, but what we have here is the infamous, famous, amongst those in the know, Honey Badger knife. This is a South African design, distributed by a company called Western Active, made by Ultratec, and available in the U.S. only on Amazon. Part of the reason why I have not been able to get it is because it's really popular and it's sold out right now. This is kind of a knife that blew through the knife community. People started raving about it because it's an excellent budget knife. This is the medium size, and it's like $27, $29. It also comes in a large and in a small. The other reason why I could not get it was because it's Amazon, and I live in New York State. It has a flipper tab. And for some reason, Amazon has decreed in their infinite Amazonian wisdom that we can't get flipper tabs in New York, that they're illegal. They're not. I go through this with tangrams too. Any tangram with a flipper. I don't buy a whole lot of stuff on Amazon, but the stuff that you can only get on Amazon, like this and the tangram, I can't get them if they have a flipper tab. I don't know why. If it says flipper in the description, ixnay on the knife A, so I can't get it. But I'm very glad to get this because Shortcut Reviews sent it to me. I very much appreciate it because I really wanted to get my hands on one of these and see if it was as good as everybody says, basically. Everybody's been raving about this thing for the price. And, yeah, spoiler alert, if you don't want to bother watching the next 10 minutes or so of this video, it's pretty darn great. It is pretty awesome. Great name. Everybody makes fun of the Honey Badger Don't Care thing, you know. It's great. It's a great video. It is very funny. I understand why. Honey Badger, the Guinness World's Record most fearless animal. It's an awesome name for a knife. That's just really cool. But it's also a very well thought out knife. So many great details on this knife for this price. It is amazing. If you're not familiar with South African knife heritage, they make some amazing things. Gareth Bull, a bunch of other custom makers out of there. Really a lot of great stuff coming out of South Africa, and this is a design that also came out of there, and it is pretty great. Have I said great enough? Have I said that word? Let's talk about what you're getting. You're getting FRN scales, which is fine for this price, completely fine. Nice milled out liners, liner lock, steel liner lock. 8CR 13 MOV steel, not mind-blowing, but for 27 bucks, perfectly fine. A nice deep carry pocket clip. Pretty decent hardware. I did not try and take this thing apart. I know there are ball bearings inside, but I didn't take it apart. I assume they're steel. I doubt they're ceramic for that price. Nice chamfered edges where it needs to be. Jimping for days. Very nice. Let's do some stats, and then we will move on to some size comparisons. We have an overall length in this medium size. Again, there's also a large that's like a quarter inch bigger, and a small that's like a quarter inch smaller. But for this particular medium size one, we have an overall length of 8.2 inches, blade length of 3.2 inches, blade thickness of 0.13, handle thickness of 0.49, and a weight of just 2.92 ounces. It's a pretty darn light knife, especially for this size. It's a really good lightweight knife. Let's do some size comparisons. We will pull up, first of all, this is the Kershaw Natrix carbon fiber, the ball bearing one. We will do a double size comparison here against your Ontario Rat Model 1 and Rat Model 2. As you can see, it slots kind of right between these. This is a very good also size comparison of what it would look like really if I had the other two sizes. I think that's pretty close to what the differences would be. And do another double size comparison. We will compare it to your Spyderco, as I'm knocking stuff over, PM2 and Para 3. Again, very close to being right between those. It's much closer to the Para 3 than it is the Para 2. And lastly, another somewhat similarly priced knife, the $20 K-Bar Dozer. Pretty similar to that overall, maybe just a little bit longer overall, but more cutting edge you're getting on the Dozer for sure. All right, now aesthetically, I like the look of this knife. It does come in this tan, a green, or a black. I probably would have bought the black, but you know, hey, I couldn't get my hands on one, so beggars can't be choosers. And it looks pretty good. I like this tan. It looks it's not objectionably. I'm not really a big fan of the green, but this and the black look pretty great. I like the pattern on this. It fits in with the name, the honey badger thing, and this honeycomb pattern isn't at all offensive. I mean, they use that in everything from, is it like, you know, a lot of car grills have this same pattern and stuff. It's fine. And it is also functional too. It works really well. It provides a very, very happy medium amount of grip. I like the shape of the blade. I think that's pretty useful. It's got a lot of belly, but just a little bit of flat there, which is always nice to have. And quality, I mean, I think this one was, I can't remember if this one was 27 or 29. They're sold out on Amazon right now, so I can't get the exact price. From the website, this one is 29 at the moment from Western Active. It's out of stock, but it was 29. But I think it was 27 on Amazon. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're talking that upper $20 price range. Quality is great. It's really, really good. Lockup's a little late, but it's not too bad. You still have plenty of room for it to wear in. It's still easy to move and all that, so that's not a big deal. No lock stick at all. As I said before, the screws seem pretty good quality. Nice chamfering where it needs to be. There aren't a lot of really super sharp edges. There's one we'll get to here, but it's really such a minor little thing. The logos, I think that they just, all it has is HCR13 MOV and Ultratec on here, and then just the Honey Badger logo on the outside there, which is, you know, monochrome, so it doesn't stick out much. I have no problem with that. I think Shortcut Reviews that sent this to me said it would be nice if it was on the other side, because then this wouldn't be touching the rougher part, but it's not really much of an issue. Very, very well done. I like it. And the blade on it is really good. As I said, 0.13 inch blade stock, not particularly thick. It's only 18 thousandths behind the edge, very thin behind the edge, full flat grind. It's an excellent slicer. And man, it came really, really sharp. Totally paper slicing sharp. It came with an excellent edge on it. It is HCR 13. You are going to have to sharpen it quite a bit. It does have a very generous finger / sharpening choil, which I think is going to work well. But I was going to save this for ergonomics, but I guess it works in here too. I do wonder with this jimping all the way going through. A lot of people don't do jimping all the way up like that. That is very unique, and I do think that this little point here is going to get really, really, really sharp on you after you sharpen it a few times. So you might want to be pretty careful when you're using that choil. But you're locked in pretty good, so you won't be moving forward probably at all anyway. But that's just something to think about. But it's going to work as a sharpening choil pretty well, but that's going to get very, very, as my son would say when he was little, poiky. It's gonna be very sharp and pointy at some point. Yeah, no pun intended. Hey, I made a pun there. Ergonomics, pretty good. As I said, jimping for days, and it's a very good jimping too. It's plenty tractiony enough, but it's not sharp in any way. I really thought I might hate this looking at pictures. Doesn't bother me at all. Like I said, my only worry is that's gonna get sharp the more and more you sharpen it. So you got to keep an eye on that. But I'd rather they did a little, you know, just a little end there, and as some other knives do. Can't think of any I have on hand right now that have it. Let me see if I have one in front of me. No, I don't. But it would be really nice if they did a nice little, just a more sudden end there. Minor little criticism, but it's something to think about. Grippy, it's plenty grippy enough without being insane. It is FRN, which, you know, just fancy plastic, but it feels good in the hand. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It definitely feels more expensive than what it is. No hot spots at all from this clip. Really well done there. I do like even this medium size holding. If it was the small, I'm sure I'd always use it like this. It does totally fit my hand back here in a regular saber grip, but choking up, it does feel better. It kind of feels like that's really more what it was meant to be. And if this was the small size version, that would probably go doubly true. Carry, it's fine. It's got a nice deep carry clip, really well done clip. Recessed screws. Isn't that cool? This is a less than $30 knife. Recessed screws. I love recessed screws on deep carry clips. It is just right hand tip up only. So sorry lefties, but it works awesome. It works really well. As I said, little thing, I wish this badge was also on this side so that maybe you get a little bit smoother coming in on the pocket, but it's not bad. I mean, you feel it catch a little bit, but it's not something that's going to destroy your pockets or anything like that. It's pretty small height. The pocket pecker is not too ridiculously obtrusive. It's completely acceptable and fine. There is some jimping on there, but not up at the top, so you're not having any sharp stuff hit your finger. This is really nicely chamfered off on the sides. As is, now that we're getting to the deployment, the little hole deployment method, excuse me, geez, is nicely chamfered also. That's my only other minor little gripe, is they did such a good job making it so comfortable. Maybe it's too chamfered. It's really nice if you just want to slow roll it out, but for a middle finger flick or a thumb flick, it's still totally easy to do, but you have to be very purposeful about it and really put a lot of your finger, especially if you're spidey flicking it. You have to really be conscious of what you're doing. But this is meant to be a flipper, and it is an excellent one. These bearings are really nice. Rockets right out. The detent on this thing is perfecto. It is outstanding. I don't know what perfect is in whatever they speak in South Africa. South African. I don't know what the word is for that, but whatever it is, it's got it. It's the detent on this is just outstanding, and it's damn near a free dropper. If this was mine and I could tear it apart, I know, put my special little sauce on those bearings, it would be a complete total free dropper in a matter of minutes. It's really, really, really good. And again, under 30 bucks. It's really good. Overall, yes, this knife is just as good as I've seen other people say. I'm by no means the first person to review this. As I said, it was pretty difficult to get my hands on one because of Amazon. And that's really the biggest downside of this knife, is that it's, depending on the state you live in, it may be pretty hard to get a hold of because of Amazon. But other than that, you can get them through Western Active. They seem to sell out quicker than Amazon does. But I really like this. This is one of my favorite budget knives I've reviewed this year. It is. I know I keep saying that, but man, people keep knocking it out of the park with the budget knives. My top 10 budget knives of 2018 is going to be a tough list. I'll tell you that, because man, this is a great time to be a budget knife collector and user, because there have been some amazing stuff coming out, and this is great. I really hope this company continues to expand. This is the first model they put on Amazon. They do have other models that they have listed on their site and in the paperwork that comes in the box, and I believe those will be coming also. It's just a really, really good job. And the details on this, the recessed screws, just the way they did, just the right amount of jimping, this texture that's just right. I disagree with the YouTube video about the Honey Badger. I'm going to say Honey Badger do care. This particular Honey Badger do care. They obviously put some really good thought into this knife, and I applaud them for it. And I really like it. I may, if I can ever actually get my hands to buy another one, have them sent to somebody or whatever, I would like to have the medium and the small. The large doesn't interest me quite as much. The large is like a 3.6-inch blade. I've got lots of other budget knives in that kind of blade length range so I don't really feel like I need another one. But I would love to have it in this medium and then in the small also, which is sub 3 inches, which is nice for me because some areas of my city have a 3-inch blade length limit. So check them out. Search for them on Amazon. I'm going to provide you a link that says they're out of stock, and then I will provide you a link to the Western Active website so you can go straight to the source to try and get one when they're in stock. But very, very cool knife. You're going to see a lot of videos about this if you haven't already. They're worth watching. This is definitely a knife worth considering. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.